Hey everyone, and welcome to the Let Me Tell You Something podcast.
That's right.
We're your hosts, Christian
and Jordan. Boy.
Jordan, let me tell you something.
Tell me.
We have I want to say like a special episode. I'm going to be real with you guys. We don't really have anything like super planned out for this. We want to make it, we want to keep it more kind of on the theme of Halloween, as that's the big holiday we got coming up. And yes, we do plan on doing the same kind of thing for like Christmas. I guess Easter a little bit, but Christmas, stuff like that. I don't really think we have much to really talk about like when Thanksgiving rolls around, but at least for this,
I feel like we have,
you think we'll have some stuff?
Oh yeah.
Now I know. Here's the funny thing, right? Because I know that we did these like holiday themed episodes when we had our original podcast as well.
Right.
So if you've watched or listened to that or whatever, I apologize for any redundancy. But, like I said, we're going to try and do some topics here. One, I wanted to kind of start with, what is something that, like, you had talked about, like, you wanted to talk about, like, traditions and stuff. We can absolutely get to that, but I want to start with, what is something that, like, you are really afraid of? And I kind of want to, like, do, like, typical, like, phobias and stuff, and also if you have, like, any existential dread or any, like, anything you're afraid of in life, things like that. Like, for example, like, I have arachnophobia. I'm like afraid of spiders in that way. Right. But I'm also afraid of like not getting to live my life the way that I want. I have this like fear that I'm kind of like not gonna be. Yeah, that I'm not gonna be able to like to make it to live the life that I want to have. Do you have any kind of fear? And I think when we talk about these fears, we can also talk about ways to overcome those fears, things that we're doing to maybe overcome those fears, stuff like that. So anyway, do you your fears?
Well, I used to have a fear of snakes.
That's bullshit. You're still afraid of snakes.
Not so afraid. It's just if I see a snake like in my way, like coming up to me, or like not even coming up to me. Like, all right, let's say I'm walking into like Publix or Walmart, right, and I see a snake in front of me. I'm gonna walk around that snake.
Sure.
But I don't see it and go like, oh my gosh. Like I either back away or I go around it, whatever way seems better. I just leave it like it is. And sometimes the real sicko in me, I'd be driving and I see a snake on the road, and I purposely
run it over.
Swerve.
I don't blame you on that one.
I did that at one of my jobs. It tried to get out of the way.
Was this for the golf cart thing?
No, it was with the inflatable company.
Okay.
Yeah, I was driving I was driving and I was delivering something to someone's house, and I was driving in our big like not pickup truck.
No, yeah, like a box truck.
Yeah. And I was the only one doing that for that job. I just went, delivered it, made sure it was all good. And then I went, I went home because there was nothing else to do. But I saw it in the big box truck I was driving, and like at that time, I didn't purposely like try to run it over. I was just like, I'm on a really really narrow road. I can't like swerve around this. So whatever. Hopefully the snake gets out of the way, and it didn't. No, I ran it over and I looked in my rearview mirror and it was sliced in half on the road. Yeah.
And you felt good about it, right?
Not really good. I was just like, oh well. Like, sorry, snake.
I
didn't mean to do that.
How do you have a story of like how you? Well, okay, actually,
how I started to have a fear of snakes.
No, well,
yeah,
buddy. Sure, all right.
Buddy.
I was gonna say how you like got over it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So how I got into the fear of snakes, like it was a choice, or like I wanted to. No, so growing up, me and my brother had different chores to do around the house. One of my chores, I think, was to do like me and my brother's bathroom. I was to do the like the shower / tub.
Yeah.
And then our kitchen counter and our kitchen sink. So those were my indoor job, my indoor chores. But my only outside chore, because my brother's, his was mowing the lawn. But my only outside chore was, and I hated it so much. Like every other weekend, I hated doing it. It was pulling the weeds. Getting down and dirty, pulling the weeds. I hated every single bit of it. But I remember, she still loves them. But our mom loves flowers. Like that's like her thing.
Sure.
And so, my brother, he'd be mowing, the lawn out front, or he'd be doing one of his chores inside, and I would be out in our backyard pulling weeds from our mom's, and our dad had a few flowers. Sure. We were pulling from their flower beds, and so there was this real thick bundle of weeds all the way in the back of this certain flower bed, and I'm like, well, if I don't pull them now, my mom and dad are gonna be like, you didn't finish this. There's still weeds to pull. So I'm like, you know what? Time to get over it. Let's just do it. And so I'm crawling through this flower patch.
Okay.
And my head's my heads are in the leaves and whatever. I'm pulling. All of a sudden, my head is in this bush with sticks and whatnot, and I'm pulling weeds, and as I'm pulling weeds, I hear this
rustling,
shuffling, rustling type sound.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, maybe it's a lizard, whatever. I look up, and I'm literally face to face with a black racer.
Oh, okay.
And I shrieked like a little girl.
Yeah.
And I became so fast. I was at the other side of our backyard in an instant.
You were the fastest man alive at that moment.
I was the fastest man alive in that moment. And and this whole time I'm like, what, 9, 10 years old, so I'm screaming like a little girl.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming so loud that I think my mom was out grocery shopping, but my dad came out. He's like, "What's Scott? Are you okay? What's going on?" I'm like, "There's a snake in Mom's flower bush," and he just starts to chuckle. I'm like, "What's so funny?" And he's like, "Jordan, son, it's a snake. It's more scared of you than you are of it." And I'm like, but I was looking in its eyes. I got traumatized, dude. And he's like, okay, that's fine. You don't need to do the weeds anymore. Come inside. We'll make sure it goes away. I'm like, okay, thank you. And it didn't leave. It was there for days. So there were pros and cons to this. The con was I was face to face with a black racer snake. The pro was I didn't get to do any weed eating for the longest time.
Weed eating?
Or pulling weeds. But then, so that was my first encounter. My second encounter.
More stories.
Oh, dude, you don't even know, dude.
I don't.
My second encounter, I was at, it was when I was a camper, and I was at this camp called the Word of Life Youth Camp. And I don't think I told you this before, so buckle up and get ready for the ride. No, so I was a camper, and our cabins were kind of out in the boonies, swamp.
This is when you were in college.
No, this was when I was in middle school. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was 8th grade.
Okay.
8th grade.
Okay.
And at the start of the week, me and the rest of my cabin mates, we would say our names, like how old we were or whatever, and what's our biggest fears.
Mm-hmm.
And mine at the time was snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, right?
Mm.
Well, this happened at the very end of the week. We, in my group of campers, I mean, I was a camper also, but in my group, we had this kid. He was nice, but he loved to play practical pranks on us.
Okay.
Some of them were like, dude, you need to chill. You could have hurt somebody.
Mm.
Or other practical jokes were like, wow, okay, it wasn't hurting anybody, but don't do it again, dude. You scared somebody or something.
Yeah.
And so he, long story short, this was at 1 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm on my top bunk, and I hear a knock at our cabin door. And we were told that following morning that one of the camp supervisors would kind of walk around hey, does anybody need anything? Are we all good? Yada yada. So we all kind of knew that there was going to be someone coming around to all of our cabins, right?
Sure.
You wouldn't really suspect anything. Well, there was a knock, and my counselor, I think he was not really he was nice, but as a counselor, he sucked.
Mm.
He was always hanging out with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was bro, you're supposed to be with us and take us around the camp. But he was like, you guys are good, co-counselor, you got this. So nice guy, but he wasn't a good counselor.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
And so he was which he wasn't allowed to do this. He was out of the cabin. He was with his girlfriend, off campus.
Yeah.
So we had no counselor to supervise us.
Yeah.
Which he probably could have gone to jail.
For leaving kids.
Yeah, because he was in charge of us.
What? How old was he?
He was 18, 19.
I mean, if he was at least 18, he probably could have been tried for an adult for child endangerment or something at that point. Yeah.
And so it was me and the top. I remember me and the top bunk.
Something.
And then a few of us were So our cabins were interconnected. Mm. So you'd be in our cabin room, and then there'd be a door on the side of the room that would lead into the next cabin. Mm. So each cabin was connected, but there were obviously doors to separate it.
Right.
And so I remember it was me, and 2 others, sleeping, whatever, and the rest of us were off at different cabins, hanging out with our friends, whatever. And so, again, there was a knock at the door. I jumped down from the top bunk.
Yeah.
I opened this door. And this I forgot his name, but this kid that loved practical pranks, he was holding the biggest alive snake I have ever seen. And he waved this sucker in my face. This snake is writhing around. I screamed like a sissy. You think that'd be it? He'd be like, oh, funny. No. I book it. I book it to the back of our cabin to hide in the bathroom. This child,
he took it with him.
Runs after me. He chases me with this live snake. Poor snake. He's like, what's going on? It's I'm being just flung around. Anyway, so I'm being chased. I get into the bathroom and I go to push the door closed and lock it. Well, he and he was probably a year or two older than me.
This is just harassment.
Oh, this was
this isn't a prank. This is
this was no. And so I go, and again, I probably ran the fastest I've ever ran in my life. And so I go to push the door closed with my hands and lock the door. Well, he sticks his foot in between the door and the wall, and he's waiting. The cabin bathrooms were small. very small. It was honestly ridiculous. So he's waving the snake in my face, and I'm doing a Spider-Man pose on top of the tub. I'm trying to push. I'm like, whatever his name is. Hey, this is so mean. Why are you doing this? And he's laughing. And I finally got so pissed off that I guess he thought he didn't need to prop up the door anymore with his foot because he was in the bathroom with me, waving around. So just out of pure reaction, I slammed the door shut with my foot. His whole entire finger is in the door with the door closed. I broke his finger. And he's screeching. I broke his finger completely.
And he probably dropped the snake too.
Well,
which means now it's free.
That's the thing. The head and the upper part of its body was chopped off, but it was in the bathroom with me, writhing around, and its tail part or its lower body part was outside the bathroom.
Yeah, this sounds like the best case scenario.
So not only did I completely break his finger, because again, imagine the door closed, but with a finger in it.
Yeah.
That was him, and he was screeching. He was it was just mayhem. Other counselors came like, "What's going on?" Because it sounded insane. I'm screaming.
Sure.
He's screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
Part of the snake with the head is in with me, writhing around. Blood is on the door from the snake. And anyways, long story short.
Not from his finger, at least.
Oh no, from the snake just getting cut off. Dude, it was clean cut, dude. Like a swift break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
dude.
no, I mean, I like that. Especially like if you're a counselor or something. You hear that. Feel bad for the kid. Like, oh my god, he broke his finger. But then
you don't know what happened.
But if it was me, right? Oh my god, he broke his finger. And then the kid told me, he was chasing me with the snake, and I see the snake. I see his finger, and it all adds up. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get you to the medic and make sure you're taken care of. But also, like, we're not recommending him or like this isn't.
Dude, it was
defended himself.
Dude, it was mayhem. Literally, like 5-6 counselors were in. They're like, oh my gosh, like it was crazy. In our little cabin, it was just insane. And so again, long story short, he got our counselor came back and he was like, oh my gosh, what happened? You missed out, buddy. So he took. He got permission. To take this child with him, and they went straight to the ER.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right to the ER. And someone was cleaning up the snake, the blood.
Oh.
Like I'm traumatized, sitting in the freaking bathtub.
Yeah.
And after they came back, my man had the biggest splint?
Yeah, I know the white thing.
Yeah.
The metal.
Yeah, just the biggest one of those.
Right.
and like, all these counselors, that were in the cabin, they're like, what happened? And I told them. And it was just crazy. And then when they, when our counselor and this kid came back, the kid came up to me, he said, Jordan, and I could tell he was he had to be sincere about it because I completely broke his finger. But he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Jordan, listen, I'm so sorry I did that. I took that way too far. You think? I'm just so sorry. Please take whatever of mine you want. Take whatever you want." And I'm like, "No, it's fine. No, don't worry. I just don't like snakes." But he's like, No, I'm sorry. Take whatever you want of mine that I have with me. And I think I took I was like,
I think it would be a splint.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure. I guess I'll. I think I took a pair of his really dope looking basketball shoes.
Okay. Did they fit you though?
Kind of. They're a little too snug.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the morning came, and parents were coming to pick up their kids, and my parents came after this kid's parents came and got him. So we're all together, whatever. And the first thing his mom says when they meet up or whatever, and she was screaming like, "What happened to your finger?" And again, the whole story was told, and she looks at me. His mom looks at me, and she's like, "I'm so sorry he did this. He has a tendency to do these things." I'm like,
glad they weren't mad at you.
He has a tendency to do these things. Well, that's not okay, especially when he gets older. Nah, fam.
Yeah.
And so my mom and dad, they're like, "So what happened? Why are they talking?"
Yeah.
And I told them, and they're like,
"Why'd you break a kid's finger?"
Yeah, and they're like, "So you brought?" I'm like, "No, he forced me to break his own finger. I needed to get away from this snake, and so I kicked the door shut, and his finger just so happened to
be there,
there, and again, the poor snake.
Yeah,
the snake was trying to live. The snake died for no reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my second encounter with a snake. And so for the longest time, I was like, man, whenever I see a snake, if someone's holding a snake and like coming towards me, "Oh, you want to hold a snake?" No. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But now as I'm older, if I see a snake somewhere, if I'm walking somewhere and I see it in front of me, I'll just go around it.
Okay.
But if it chases after me, then
it's not going to chase after you.
It's going to die right then and there.
Cobra or rattlesnake.
Then it's going to die.
Would. Yeah.
Then I'm going to kill it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's my history with snakes.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
So I'm still curious on like the more like existential stuff, but we'll get to that because what you said, that like long story actually made me think of multiple short stories that I want to give. So first of all, I'll elaborate on like my fear of spiders, and so I don't know when it started. I just know that I never liked them creeping and crawling, and they have too many legs and too many eyes. No creature should have that many legs or that many eyes.
You're right.
Fucking terrifying. But I do think that smaller ones, when I can see the whole thing at once, I think that's what freaks me out. Because this motherfucker, we watched The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings almost back to back.
That's right.
I've never seen these movies before. He wanted me to see them in chronological order, which from what I've heard, it's better to watch them in release order, but regardless. There was a big spider in the Hobbit series, and there was Shield, a big spider in the Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Real quick, by the way, did not really care for either series that much. They were fine, but I was like, okay, I guess I understand like why this was such a big, like I'm happy for people that love it, but I don't really care. It's certainly not my favorite like fantasy series. Currently, I would probably like The Witcher or something. I do, and I know you really like The Witcher series as well. But anyway, but but yeah. So like we're gonna run a while, and he's like hyping me up, like she's coming. She's like we're gonna watch it, like all these different things.
Ooh.
And we finally get to the scene. Well, it's a couple scenes actually, but it was. Creepy and unnerving and the build up to it and everything. But like when actually seeing it, I wasn't as spooked as I thought I was going to be. Like I was like squirming a little bit. Oh, another one was, and speaking about that, because like I said, I don't really know where this comes from. But I always like them like crawling around and on their webs and shit. And I was always more or less creeped me out. But I have a snake story. Well, I have multiple snake stories, and I have multiple spider stories. I would go about this in what I think is the chronological order. So I'll give my snake story first. I was also in the front yard actually with my dad. I don't know what we were doing. I don't know if he was like, okay, well. So I never really had chores. Like I had indoor chores. I didn't have outdoor chores. I had chores like clean the litter, but we had cats and dogs. Clean the litter box, make your bed, wash the windows. Those are my main. put in the dog food, stuff like that. Never had to clean up after the dogs, never had to do anything like that until I started getting older, and every now and then my folks would ask. But real quick on this, I'll tell you, even when I was a kid, I was like, I went on strike because my folks would give me an allowance, right? Every like week for doing my chores. But they wouldn't let me spend it on what I wanted, the way that I wanted when I went to the store and stuff. I'd be like, oh, I got like, I don't know, $25 or whatever. Like I saved up. I want to get this toy. I want to get whatever, right? They're like, oh, no, save that for something you really want. I'm like, well, but I really want this. And I know they were trying to teach me the value of like saving and stuff, but I think that the way you teach a kid that lesson is wait until they actually find something they want to save for. You can't try to force that on them. Because if I'm a kid and I want to get like a $20 toy, I want to get a $20 toy. Mm-hmm. What you're teaching me instead, and this is kind of how it works in real life, unfortunately, is that you don't get to do what you want with your money. And, I mean, I guess that's kind of a good lesson, but I just stopped working. Because I was like, all right, if I can't do what I want with my money, I'm just going to quit doing chores. And I did. And for a while, like, I just didn't have to do chores. Every now and then my folks would ask, hey, can you help with such and such? Like, okay, sure, whatever. Like, but yeah, I didn't have like a regular.
How
old was I?
No, how much was your allowance?
I think I got like $5 a week. So I like saved.
Dang. So I'm thinking if you saved
$5,
20,
I don't know, something
a week.
Yeah.
Like up until now, right?
Yeah, but
you'd be banging.
Well, yes, but I'm not gonna get like $5 a week for my folks anymore as an adult. Like, I'm not,
No, I'd be like 30, fam.
How
30?
Yeah, right. No, well, actually, I mean, my grandma did actually give me like $300 a month or something at one point to save and put toward a car, which I did use to get, and then I still had like more in my savings, and then I squandered most of it, almost all of it, on my ex-fiance, and that was not good. And I learned my lesson about that, but now I have no more savings, so
yeah,
it sucks. But anyway, the fear thing. So the snake story. Going back to that. So the snake story. I don't remember what we were doing, but we were outside for some reason with like one of our neighbors, and there was this. It was a black racer as well. It's just like slithered like past like my foot or something, and I was like, and I like freaked out, like ran away. I don't remember like screamed out, but I think like ran my dad. I was like, because they weren't there. They were like further. They were going from like the front to the back. Like we had a gate to get into the backyard. Yeah.
He's like, excuse me, human. I'm trying to get by you.
Something, and I was like freaked out, and I was like, and like there's this thing, like I'm freaking out, scared, whatever. What he did, and he would every now and then when snakes were around, he would kill it with a shovel, just chop its head off,
yeah,
and
burn the fire.
That was the end of those snakes. But I learned from a person, and this kind of like assuaded some of my fears of snakes. But first I'll tell this story. Okay, yeah, we'll do it in this order. So, first, have you ever seen Lemony Snicket's Unfortunate Events?
Oh, Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
By the way,
one of my favorites.
I love the in the trailer for it because Jim plays so many different like versions of the Count.
Oh yeah.
Where they're like starring Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey. I love that bit.
Don't forget
Jim Carrey. That's right.
It's like
But we were watching this in my like elementary school, in my like after school program thing, and we called it Place.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I went there before and after school when I was a kid. But anyway, and I have two stories regarding Place with this. But first, the scene. There's a moment in the movie where, because the Count's killing all these like other caretakers. Spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, or the 2008 or whatever.
2001, 2, something like that came out. But anyway, so we're or the new series with Neil Patrick Harris. I haven't seen that one, but anyway, there's this scene where one of the caretakers. They have this snake.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the specifics, but they have this. But there's a scene where it's a boa constrictor, and Jim, the Count, takes this snake and just lets it slither into the person's bed, and it kills him in his sleep, and then it cuts to the next scene, and it's da 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 da. And here's look, first of all, this is one of those things that this is a PG movie, not PG-13, but PG. I was in second grade I'm not going to say the name, but the school you and I both went to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you can probably understand, they didn't always do everything above board. I don't think they should have let kids see this movie on our own.
There was definitely some parts of the movie where it was definitely some parts of the movie were definitely unsettling.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it earns its PG rating. But anyway, so that fucked me up. But while I was at place, do you remember? Schools have their libraries, right?
Right.
So at the school library, which I think we call the media center. But same school. It was one of those National Geographic, whatever things.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, they decided to put on the cover of this magazine a giant close-up of a tarantula. Fucked me up.
Yeah.
And there were kids that were around me that saw that I was spooked by this in the library, in the media center. So again, I'm second grade at the oldest, maybe third grade, because I was at that school till third grade.
Mm-hmm.
And one day in the media, after school in place, these kids come over to me, and they're like, "Hey," they got something behind their back. They're like, "Want to see something?" I'm like, "What's up?" And I didn't say what's up, whatever. But
yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah, what do you got?" They take this picture, this magazine with a giant picture of the fucking shove it in my face. Terrifies me. I take off my shoe. I'm fucking destroying this magazine. I'm destroying this magazine. I'm like,
you're destroying school property.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. And he was just left in a pile of shreds. And I walked away.
What?
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck. I was like,
see, I thought you were gonna say they threw a spider at you.
Jesus fuck me. I would have been a murderer as a child if that happened.
Yeah, I probably would punched them out.
Yeah. No,
as a little kid, obviously.
Yeah. No,
although some little kids now, man, boy, I swear. Sometimes I just think, man.
Well, I think that
your parents need to do something about this.
So I do think that there is an issue with parenting.
Your parents need to give you chores so you don't have.
Well, I don't think it's just chores. I think it's just there are a lot of parents that have kids and they don't really want to be parents. A lot of people have parents because they feel like it's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Or they want a mini them or a dress up doll or someone to live vicariously through or all these different things. I had a friend, I felt so bad for him, but his mom was like, "Oh, you should learn piano because I always wanted to learn piano." The fuck, he doesn't want to learn piano. You should play tennis because I always wanted to play tennis. Bitch, you're not him. He's not you. You know what I mean?
No.
That kind of shit. Or the other thing that really fucks me up, I hate when parents do this kind of thing where they'll their kid will have an award or whatever. They'll be really good at school or chess or something.
Right.
And they'll have, look at my kid and what they blah blah, and they're it's their own trophy and shit. And it's bitch, this isn't about you. Be proud of your kid, yes, but they did this. You assisted as a parent, but that it just irks me. And then the parents that try to force and make their kid to be exactly how they want them. And it's in my opinion, and I say this as someone who doesn't even want children, but your job as a parent's job is not to tell a kid. It's kind of like a teacher, not to tell a kid what to think, but teach them how to think. And same thing for a parent. Your job is not to teach them how to be and make them this version of a person that you want them to be. Your job is to give them guidance and help them to become the person that they want to be, that they ultimately decide, and all that stuff. Because it's just like you can't because something that happens to a lot of parents. We have a lot of people like now, especially where like you got parents where they're like, oh, my kid never talks to me anymore, or my grandkids haven't never visited me or whatever. They just let me in this all folks on the rod or whatever. It's like, well, you were like you weren't accepting of like who they were dating, or who they aligned with, or like how they raised their kids, or how they we see it a lot with like people who are like transphobic or homophobic now and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't accepting of like the fact that they were like gender nonconforming, or that they were like just queer in any way, or whatever it is. Any big difference that for you was like, oh, that's too much. It's like they're your kid. Like you gotta fucking love them and respect them and accept them for who they are. You gotta.
But at the same time, if they're doing something that is clearly dangerous to them, then you gotta intervene, and then you gotta be controlling. Like, hey, you're not gonna if my son,
yes,
I don't know if I'll have a son, whatever.
Sure.
If I have a son,
yeah,
in the future, and he starts doing drugs, I mean the hardcore drugs,
like heroin and shit.
Yeah, like big time hardcore drugs. That ain't gonna fly.
Of course.
Because he's gonna die.
Right.
So then I'll be like, no, you're not going. I don't care if you're 25. You're not going to do this. Like, I know you're an adult, but I'm not going to watch you kill yourself.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to intervene.
Yes.
You're not going to do this anymore.
Well, yeah, there are moments where like you can't just accept certain things like that. Another one, of course, is like, you got to think like people that are like have committed horrible acts of like serial killing, or like all the school shootings and stuff that we have. Those people have parents that have to live with the fact that their child became a monster, and it's like in those moments, like I completely understand like disowning your kid or what have you. Like those kind of things make so there are moments where like that disowning or whatever it is justifiable. 100%. But just in general, these people that want to like make their kid a mini them or whatever, or
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like they're
like let them be kids.
Yeah, let them be who they are. Find out who they are and like guide them in that, and all those different, because and there are some people too like where, and this is a stereotype, especially for like a lot of Asian people, for example, but where they're like, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that makes them like, we're going to set you on this path, and like we're going to like they're really going to like hammer down on like everything, just all this stuff, and it's it's crazy. It's like you want to set your kid up for success, but you also don't want to like, because like for me, I think I've told you this before, but like I was not taught like to value my like schoolwork when I was growing up for my schoolwork. I was taught I needed to like my mom would tell me like, oh, you need to have pride in your work, but she didn't teach me to have pride in my work. She taught me that if I didn't do my work, I would get yelled at. Like she taught me the reason to not do the reason to like do the right thing with schooling or whatever was to avoid punishment. So like I never really had the positive thing of like but anyway, back to the I wanted another short story I wanted to say. This was actually at the first second public elementary school I went to. Okay, so I heard the phrase, and I was like, I walked back to like class with some girl, and we were saying some story about whatever, and I said something about how someone was like screaming Bloody Mary, and she was like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, they were screaming Bloody Mary. Now, granted, the expression is screaming bloody murder, but maybe I didn't say Bloody Mary. I'm not sure, but I think it's Bloody Mary. And so she told me the story about Bloody Mary, and because I was terrified. You know what? In general, because I have another similar story. I was very scared as a kid. I was scared of a lot of things, actually. Now that I think about it, as a kid, I was afraid of spiders. I was also afraid. I was afraid of Bloody Mary. I was afraid of So for the longest time, I used to like. Because I thought, the whole thing with Bloody Mary is like, oh, well, you spin around 3 times, see Bloody Mary with the lights off, all that, right? And, like, she appears, right? To, like, kill you or do whatever the thing with Bloody Mary is. And I got it in my head, well, I've done all of those things at some point. So it adds up that if I leave the lights off when I flush, she's going to appear and get me. And I was like, I was in elementary.
She's going to get you, boy.
Right. So I used to like flush and like run out the room like as soon as I.
You didn't wash your hands?
No, I went. Well,
dang,
yes, I did. No. I did because what I remember I did, I'd wash my hands and then I'd like hit the thing with my foot.
Oh, okay.
It's actually how I started flushing with my foot, which is more sanitary anyway, and I prefer to do it if I can. But and then I'd run out, and it was. I was terrified of this shit. And another thing I was terrified of. I don't remember if we're talking this on the podcast or something else or just offline or what, but there was the Spider-Man 2 movie.
Right.
The first Spider-Man movie with
Tobey
Maguire, Willem Dafoe, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco.
Go to the movie.
Right. The Green Goblin terrified me.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What?
I was terrified of. Yeah, absolutely. For one, not even just him, but the scene. Like I remember when Norman was like angry at the board meeting, and he did his whole
that unraveling.
Yeah. That freaked me out as a kid. I had a memory. This isn't what he did. He like drank the potion, he drank the formula and threw it on the ground.
Right.
Threw it on the ground. You know that song, right? Threw it on the ground.
No.
Really?
Maybe.
Are you familiar with the Lonely Island, the band?
No.
Oh, good. We'll have to check them out and talk about it. Though I don't know, with the way that you've reacted to some like comedy stuff I've shown you, you've been like, wow. I wasted like
yeah. A little side thing. Our different forms of comedy, obviously that we find funny.
Yeah,
it's like black and white. It's
well, I like a lot of wordplay. I like a lot of I like innuendos. I like things like that. I don't really care for like physical humor, like slapstick stuff like that. That doesn't really do much for me.
Right.
Sometimes it does, but for the most part, I like things that are more like. Because I remember you didn't. Well, you only saw Inside though, too. To be fair, you didn't. You don't. I don't think you didn't really think Bo Burnham was that funny either. Have I shown you Randy Feltface?
Yeah.
Okay, he's fucking hilarious.
You do like
Randy Feltface.
I do chuckle at some of his stuff.
Okay. So my buddy that I work with, Nate, he worked like for Randy Feltface too. So we started like quoting it to each other and stuff. Like he sent me this like image that he made on Gemini AI, and he's like, I think this is what Stabbyville looks like. And I'm like, well, and we were talking about like someone yesterday, something about Stabbyville came up, and we were like, well, yeah, Stabbyville's pretty nice, except you get stabbed, which, I mean, you should expect, because, and he's like, cause it's in the name, exactly. And this one guy's like, what are you guys, like, we're quoting this comedian, I'm like, let me show you. But yeah, Randy Feltface is fucking goated.
What was that one bit with the blueberry?
Braden can't eat blue. is what the clip is called on YouTube, and the whole bit is. I highly recommend. If you get the chance after you're done with this podcast, Look up Randy Feltface. Well, really, just look up Randy Feltface in general. But Randy Feltface, Randy writes a novel. It's like an hour long or so. It's an hour long special. Really fucking good. I mean, you can start with like Randy buys a bookshelf off Gumtree, which is what I started with, and it's amazing.
I think I saw that one.
Yeah. Well, that's part of that.
Oh,
because we saw the whole special.
Yeah, that's right.
But the bit that you're talking about with the blueberries is basically, it's he's talking about how like this family member's coming over for Christmas for Christmas. And it's funny. He's also my cousin's son, which makes him absolutely fucking nothing to me. Which is like, yeah, for sure. But the whole thing, the bit is like, it's like, well, do you have any allergies? And then say, Brayden can't eat blue. And he's like, who the fuck, like, how, what does that even mean, right? And so it goes on this whole like tirade where he's like, first of all, don't name your kid Brayden. But secondly, blue is not a naturally occurring color with food, right? There's no such thing as like blue food. And someone's like, he's like, can you think of a blue food? And it was like blueberries. And he says, blueberries are fucking purple.
That is true. They are purple.
They're not. No. Grapes are purple, which I hate that people call them red grapes because they're purple. And I hate that they call it red wine because it's purple. But regardless, I guess red wine is kind of red, but grapes are purple. Blueberries are blue. They're a dark blue, but they're blue. I think they're blue. I understand why you would say they're blue, but it's funny because like he's like, what? And they're like, what about mint? He's like, mint is the only kind of mint like that would be. Like, mint is green, mint is green. If you tried to grow mint and it was blue, you would set that shit on fire. Like, it's just such a good fucking bit. I'm not doing any injustice, I'm sure. But he's so fucking good.
Yeah, big part of my humor is fantastic. Key and Peele, substitute teacher.
Okay.
That's my kind of humor.
Okay, I like that too.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like about it? Because to me, like, I love the wordplay and stuff like that, right?
I just love. I guess I'm all about like just the chaos about it because it's so like in real life, like I don't think that could like what transpired in Substitute Teacher. I don't think that could happen in real life.
Well, I think it could. But I don't. Maybe wordplay isn't like the right way to. I think because the joke, of course, the whole thing is that he's from the inner city, as he says, taught the inner city for 20 years. That's right. So I know what you guys are up to and shit, right?
Right.
And so the joke is basically like he thinks everyone is going to be like that when he's at this like rich white people school, basically.
Yeah.
And. So he's got like where's Balake and he's like my name's Blake. So can we go to war, Balake? Shit like that, right? Like that's good shit. But I mean, Key and Peele. I mean, they definitely do. I think and I think like comedy in general is like this, but like they're very good at like playing with expectations,
right?
So because like I think about the song or not song, like their first bit, right? Their first. In the first episode, the first skit, it's where they're both like talking about shit and talking about like having an argument with their wife, and like, and I said, and their wife like comes in and they're like, well, they're like, bitch, like they're saying like real quiet, so like their wife doesn't hear. They're like, but you said bitch, yeah, I said it, and they're like, because the whole thing's clear they didn't, and but I mean like that kind of like I don't know, just their like comedy in general is very.
I like Shane Gillis.
I've only seen a few of his things. Here's my thing in general. I'm not huge on stand-up comedy. Like, I like it enough, and it's good to have, like, in the background or something. But generally speaking, I don't think I really like that much. I don't know. Well, I don't know, because, like... No, I take that back. I just haven't seen much of Shane Gillis.
Hot take, fam?
What's that?
And I know this would get a lot of hate, or at least I think.
That you
Anyways,
Shane Gillis.
Hot take.
By the way, this dude looks like Shane. Like he kind of looks like Shane Gillis.
That's what I've been told. I'm like,
well, yeah, 'cause it's true.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hot take.
We couldn't say it looked like Stoddard.
Like comedians in general.
Mm-hmm.
Hot take. I truly don't think female comedians are that funny. Like I've watched a ton of like stand-up shows and whatnot, and I've seen a bunch of women when they come up and do their bit. It's just to me personally, it's just not there. I mean, there's parts where I chuckle, but I'm not like full on laughing.
I think it's because what you like, and I mean this in like I don't know like how to. I wouldn't say you like lowbrow humor, but I think you like low, like humor that's very much like you like humor you can relate to. I don't think you're very like I don't think, at least when it comes to humor, and I don't know if you're like this in general, I haven't really noticed that you are or aren't or whatever. I don't know if you're that good at like being able to like really see someone else's perspective. I feel like if you could like understand, like just put yourself in like the shoes of like the woman or whatever for a moment, you would be like, you would understand like why that's funny, and you would like relate to it in that moment. But like I don't know, I think like I mean I like I want to say Taylor Tomlinson is her name, but I like Nikki Glaser. I think she's really funny. I also think now of course you got people like Amy Poehler and shit, but she also like is infamous for like stealing jokes and stuff.
Is she funny?
No, that's what I mean. Like to your point. No, that's what I mean. To your point, she's not funny. But you also
it's just I like again. Don't get like I've seen some female comedians. Like they've made me chuckle a lot, but not like a full on like belly laugh. Like oh my gosh, my eyes are all tearing up. Like it's just
one of my favorite bits is from a woman where she's talking about what is it? It's like she's talking about like when she was an English teacher and how this student of hers wrote like a fantasy about her.
Oh.
And I don't remember the details, but I remember it was really funny. I mean, we can check it out after we're done with this episode, but God, there was another one I saw. I don't know. What I will say is I don't like find much like stand-up women's comedy like quotable. I guess I'd say like I don't find myself quoting it, but I remember when I watched them like that's funny. Like I want to see more of them. Like let me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've definitely seen like funny women in like sitcoms or just say something funny or like whatever here and there. But as far as like I'm not gonna quote like I would someone from like Bo Burnham or Randy Feltface or something. Or like another one. There's this, I don't remember, Larry something. There's this great bit. I don't know if you've seen it, but he gets like a prank call. Well, he gets a call from someone. Right. And his whole thing is like, I'm gonna answer and like see what's up. And the guy's like, hey, what's going on, Bruce? And you've seen this?
Yeah, that was funny.
Like, I will quote that, and I'll be like I was talking to my buddy Nate. We were talking about that. We were like, so where are we at with the budget? So like I'll quote things like that, right? But I mean, while I remember enjoying things by like Nikki Glaser or like that one woman I talked about or Taylor Tomlinson or whatever, I don't find myself remember like them sticking with them, quoting them. But I don't know. I think if you gave more of a chance, I shouldn't say you're not giving them a chance, but like I don't know. I feel like if you saw the right one or like you really allowed yourself to like let me try to find what's not like you have to analyze it and like find what's funny, but just like just allow yourself to like be in their perspective when you're hearing this.
Maybe.
Because here's the thing, right? People will talk about like, oh, female comedians just talk about like I don't know, like what their periods, their vaginas or sex or whatever, and it's like, have you heard male comedians? They talk about their dick and their like fucking like, I guess. And how many like, now this isn't, I don't think is much of a thing nowadays, but there are so many like male comedians where their comedy boils down to like, I hate my wife. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of comedy?
Yeah,
I hate that.
I'm not with that quote-unquote comedy.
No, yeah, I hate that shit.
It's like,
it's
wow.
Like, hey, isn't it relatable how much we hate? Oh, and my kids, don't get me started. I hate my job and the rest of my life, too. It's like...
Yeah, so like, let's say, his, like, whatever, this comedian, his wife and or kids are watching
Exactly, yeah.
Then they're like, and then he comes home and they're like, so, is this is how you really feel? Oh, yeah. Is it
right? Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
like, and these guys have had issues because of that stuff too.
Yeah, but I'm not with that kind of quote comedy. That's not even remotely
funny.
Yeah, it's not even like a chuckle. It's like,
it's not.
It's like, why would you say that?
Right.
That's so rude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing though is, I can tell you one. Jeff Dunham. I liked a lot of his earlier work, and I used to watch it like with my dad pretty often. But ever since he got divorced and then remarried to a younger woman, she's like, I don't know, 10, 15 years younger, something like that. So much of his comedy is at the expense of himself. It's like, oh, you're an old man dating this like younger woman. And it's like, okay, first of all, for most people, that would be seen as like a good thing,
right?
Right? Like he literally has a joke in one of his earlier earlier specials, with Walter, where he's talking about how you get old and it's kind of gross because saying how women are like cars. It's like, oh, you see the new model comes out and you're like, honey, can't I just sit in it?
Jeez.
But he's doing that like in real life, like his now wife is significantly younger and like it's not like a problematic like age gap or whatever. It's fine. I mean, I know some people think like if you're a year young or like 2 years apart or whatever, that's problematic. Like, shut up. But no, it's like, I don't know. It's just it's very self-deprecating,
right?
And self-deprecating humor is fine to an extent, but when that's all it is, it's like, why are you being like this? It's just so like negative and it's not good.
Yeah.
Like I remember my dad and I watched one of his like later specials at that point, and we were both like, like so much of it, he's just like putting himself down a lot. Like, I like this. So, anyway, but what were we talking about before that?
We went off on so many.
We did. It's what
we dug so many rabbit holes.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
I was talking about destroying the spider, and I was talking about like I said the snake story. Oh, the Bloody Mary thing. How I ran out. Oh, Spider-Man. I was also afraid of the Green Goblin. Right. I was afraid of a lot of stuff. I'll tell you another thing I was afraid of. I used to do this thing when I was a kid. I thought, because of like horror movies and like, which I only saw the trailers of growing up, but because of those and like, I saw this movie called like, I don't know, it was something where like a kid became like a millionaire like overnight or billionaire or something. And he was like stalked by these people that wanted to have, so there was this guy that like broke in through the vent one night and tried to like kill him and take the money.
Right.
So I was terrified of things like that. Like I would look at like, can someone fit through there? Like shit like that, right?
Yeah. Which
Mythbusters has done a thing on this, and basically like you can't really crawl through vents like that in real life.
Right.
But I used to do this thing where like I always had to have like sound on. I always had to have like the TV on or something so that it felt like something was around. I always have had to have. I always had like I would like check like behind the shower curtain before like flushing or like doing whatever to like I don't know if I thought someone who was going to kill me was like blind or like deaf or something, blind, and they were like waiting to hear the flush and grab. Like, I don't know what it was. I was whatever, I was a kid, and I used to have nightmares all the time. I was a pretty scared kid. Now I don't have dreams that I remember like hardly ever. But I wanted to explain. The way that I got over most of those things was just realizing like how, like as I got older, I just kind of eventually accepted that like, well, this isn't real.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say one of the things was the spider thing though, how I kind of like got over this fear a little bit. Living at this apartment, out my door, there was this little cluster of webs and spiders that started forming, and it got to the point that they were like a quarter of the way down the door, and I had to like duck out when I went because I didn't want to deal with them. I was afraid of even And one day, I just had a moment where like a spider was in my car, and I was like, I almost got in an accident.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like looking like
just
yeah. Well, so what I did was I went and I was like 19 or 20 at this point, but I went and I got a can of like the kill spider stuff, and I was like, well, better. It says it kills instant. Like, it better. But I don't want it fucking attacking me after it's been hurt or whatever. Irrational fears, but fears nonetheless. And these were like little like web weavers, I think they're called. They're little brown spiders, not brown recluses. Those are awful. But little like brown little web weavers, which I still get them from time to time, and I just like smack them. But the cluster was forming. And I took a can of this rape, is what it's called.
Rape, yeah.
And I stood there for like, must have been like half an hour, just staring, looking at it, building up the courage to eventually. And one of the neighbors was like, hey, like, did you feel? No, I need to do this. And looking, and eventually, I had the cap off already, and I'm like holding it, and I'm like ready. And eventually I just start spraying, and I go, die fuckers, die fuckers, die fuckers, die fuckers.
Jeez.
And I start like following them, like some of them are like falling down, and some of them are like, and some of them are like moving away across the.
Poor spiders.
When I'm like spraying the whole thing, spraying every little, like everything. I'm like, like killing. I'm fucking. You're done. We're killing all of you. It was a genocide. It was a genocide on the spiders. I used chemical warfare against and I still use chemical warfare against my home invaders. Against,
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I just
smack them.
Yeah.
But we get like roaches and shit every now and then.
Not because we're dirty.
No, not at all. No. And I don't have them much anymore. I think because my neighbor, they still live there, but I think they cleaned up some stuff. Because here's the thing, they told me when I met them and like tried hanging out with them for a bit, they had to get rid of a couch because it was infested with roaches. I'm like, now I know where they're
disgusting.
Yeah, and I'm like, now I know where they're coming from.
Gosh,
no wonder I have all these fucking roaches.
They're trying to seek refuge.
Yeah, well, that and I had other neighbors that like, and they still do this. They will leave their trash bag out in front of their door, and like they'll get it like in a few days. Or I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
take that to the fucking dumpster.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, no, those were pretty much my like scary stories and how I like overcame them. So I guess my big thing with that is like what I've learned in general is that the way to like overcome a fear of this kind of thing, and when it comes to like spiders or something, these are nuisances that like I want to fucking get rid of. When it comes to being afraid of like a person or someone that like something that you like is different and you might be afraid of or whatever. But in general, the best thing is some kind of exposure therapy, which can just be like little by little. Like I'm certainly not gonna like have a spider as a pet, nor would I.
You ain't never gonna catch me having a freaking snake as a pet.
I have a friend who
Jeez.
his roommate has a snake as a pet, and he told me they used to have a spider as well, and I was like, well, I might be okay, like, hanging out at your place if with a snake, as long as it's in the cage and never comes out, but a spider, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
Cover that mug up with a freaking towel or something.
Yeah, but I know a friend of ours as well. He actually had a spider that he cared for, which I think was like a class pet or something, and he like accidentally killed it somehow. I don't remember what it was, but he loved that thing, and he was really sad when it died. And I remember when it was our buddy Logan. I don't know if you remember the story he told us,
I think so.
But he told me when he told me the story. I'm like, I know he says it every now and then, and I'm thinking like, on one hand, like, I get it, because, like, you loved this thing, it was like a pet to you. And, okay, there's, like, that cute little animated Lucas the spider. He's fine. But, like...
when it comes to a real spider...
Yes! Also, he only has 4 eyes. Half the amount of eyes a spider has. He doesn't have too many eyes. 4. 4 is already... 2 is the number everything should have.
You right.
But,
anything else is an abomination.
fucking right.
Just kidding.
There aren't like people born with like multiple eyes as like a defect, are there? I hope.
I hope not.
If there are,
I mean,
no offense to them.
There are like people that are born with like 10 toes.
Okay.
And like
wait, we're
extra,
all born with 10 toes,
huh?
We're all born.
Well, like they're born with like an extra pair of toes.
Oh,
so
12 toes?
So like on one foot, right? There's 5 toes, and there'd be like another one. There'd be an extra.
Sure, yeah.
I know.
I knew someone who he had kind of like his left. I think it was his left hand. His left hand or right hand didn't fully form. So it's like stump. Yeah. Not really a claw. It was kind of like it just ended at his wrist. There was skin that was like forming around it, but it was kind of like if you guys are familiar with Gen V, it was kind of like
nubby.
It's so mean.
That's what it is. It's a nub.
For anyone that's not aware, there's a character named Kate who in the second season has a nub for an arm, you're sick. You're laughing.
Listen, man. She got what she deserved. She deserved it.
Yeah, but then she like got better.
That's right.
She turned into a leaf. And I think you liked her better than Marie in the end, which is funny.
Man, Marie is
way more your type than she is. But
she is annoying.
Yeah.
I hate she's fine as a person or whatever, but as a character,
I just think it's because of the chosen one trope that they did.
No, it's like, I'm gonna run away so I can protect him. It's like, no,
like Aang did that in Avatar and stuff, and it's a trope for a reason. But like, I don't like it either. Like I think it's dumb. But spoilers for Gen V, but watch it if you haven't already.
You should have already watched it.
Well, I mean, it did just come out, so people have lives, But
watch it. Forget your life.
Damn, it's good shit. It's good shit.
Yeah.
But with all that said, I wanted to get into, I guess, a little bit more the more existential fears that like I have and the ones you. So I said what mine are. We'll delve more into that in a little bit. But first, I want to. Do you have anything that you're afraid? Like I don't know if this would. This is kind of what I'm talking about. I guess for an example for you is like you have said before, and we'll cut this out if you're not comfortable with me saying this. That you're like afraid you're unlovable. Was that fair to say that you're like afraid of that? Not like I'm afraid like a horror house. I'm afraid of that, But you're afraid. Like I'm worried that I'm.
No.
Would you say that you have any kind of fears like that? Any fears of like? Yeah, just I don't know, just anything like that.
Probably not. I don't think so. I mean, I can't really think of. Well, yeah,
it must be nice.
Any existential fears? I mean, I guess I mean, this is real dark. Real dark. I guess an existential like fear of mine is like, and this, knock on wood, this won't ever, like, this is not a possibility at all.
Zombie apocalypse?
Huh?
Zombie apocalypse?
I mean, that could happen.
But
it's like, I'm the only one of my family that's left alive. Like, my mom, my dad, my brother, cute little niece, sister-in-law, everyone in my family is gone.
So, like, fear of
except
dying alone.
me. And I'm like...
Does that include your wife? And your kids?
Yeah. Just like my whole family. Like,
okay.
My current family right now and my future family mixed with them. Just like, I'm the only one left.
Wow.
Like, there's no one. It's just me. And that's like, it's kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
Gosh. That's... Yeah. That's... Yeah.
You know, people say often that they want to, like, die around loved ones and stuff. I don't think I do.
Really?
Because let me clarify what I mean by this. I don't think that I want, like, I don't want, like, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna have kids myself, but, like, I don't know, a family member or friend's, like, kid that where I'm like my niece or something. I don't want to see them see me die. I don't want them to see me die. I would rather, like, yes, like, I get to see them and everything while I'm on my way out, but I pass away in my sleep and they don't have to deal with it. Like, they deal with it, like, after I'm dead,
right.
But they don't, you know what I mean? Like, they don't see it, and, like, I would not want, like...
I feel like it's lonely.
You think it's lonely?
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Like, I want to be surrounded by my loved ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather just go to sleep and not wake up.
That's... didn't think this turned into a little dark episode. I mean,
it is Halloween.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Uh-huh.
That is my preferred way. Like, if God gave me a choice on, like, how I would die, I would clearly choose going to my sleep because it's done. Like, you drift off like, normal sleep. Don't wake up.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing with that is because there are a few ways that I would be comfortable with dying. I'd also be okay with it if, like, it was like something instantaneous. A car crash that, like, boom, I'm dead.
Oof.
Or I don't know. I guess, like, getting shot in the head and not knowing it. Not knowing it was going to come, something like that. Like, something where I don't feel the pain, though, right? Something where I'm just like, I'm out. Like, I'm there and then I'm gone. You know what I mean?
What's sorry, go ahead.
No, I just, either that or, yes, like, going in my sleep would be not the best, obviously.
Now?
I just don't want to be in pain.
Right.
Or be a burden of others. But go on.
Right. So, it was quick, but we covered, like, how we want to die.
Like, I don't want to
How would you not want to die?
Christ.
Like, what, to you? And,
what's the worst way to go?
What is the worst way to you?
So, I believed this for a long time, and I still think this is the worst. As much as, like, any kind of torture, or any kind of, like, being burned alive, or frozen to death, or any of these things would be horrific, I think suicide is the worst. Because that is when you have given up on life. That is where you have said, the best thing is to just end it all. And to me, that is the worst and, like, saddest way to go. Because if you are, for example, being tortured, you ultimately, at this point, you want them to kill you because you just want it to end.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the type of torture, if they start, like, cutting limbs and stuff off,
yeah,
I'm done. Just kill me.
Either that or my body's going to be full of prosthetic limbs.
I'll tell you. I don't know if this counts as like a fear that I have, but I'll tell you something. To me, the quality of life is far more important than anything else. So, if I had something that drastically negatively impacted my quality of life, or I could never have the quality of life again, like health or whatever it is.
Left leg is gone.
Well, okay, for that I can get like a prosthetic, right? Something like that I can probably manage. But if it's like, you will never speak again, or like you will never, I don't know, like just something where like, or oh my god, like start like getting like dementia or something. I think I'd rather just like if I couldn't like remember who like my family and friends were and stuff like that, and even who I was, stuff such a sad, like I would rather just not.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really there anymore anyway. You know. Yeah, really. I would say. But no, but I do think that like choosing death is the worst, because that is when you have. And the thing is too, most people like they say at least that most people, probably everybody, once they like jump off the bridge or the building or whatever, if they're saved, they like immediately regret it once they do the thing, because for one, you have such a high like survival instinct, which just kicks in as soon as you do whatever it is. You know, your brain and everything wants you to survive over everything else.
Yeah.
But you know, that's also why, like, and this is very common too, a lot of old people even who like suffer from depression and stuff will like overdose on prescription pills that they have so that they will be out. So that, you know, but yes, to me, that is the worst.
Interesting.
But what would you say is the worst?
See, the thing about having ADHD brain is that you think about these things often, and it gets to a point where,
you do.
like the first couple times you think about this, it's depressing and it's very sad and unfortunate. But like the longer you think about it, and like if you think about it like every other day for like a year, it just becomes like normal. Like, oh man, what if I woke up this morning and I lost the ability to walk?
Oh fuck!
And it's just like, wow. Then I roll out of bed. I would, I'd crawl. Yeah. So it's depressing, but it gets to be like normalized. But so I don't have any problems.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm perfectly okay. I'm not thinking about committing. But all the times I have thought about this, probably. I actually had a dream about this. It was one of those dreams where it was real and it was not okay. I was up in space.
Oh.
Like on the space shuttle, and they gave me the job to go out and fix a panel or like tend to one of the flowers. And by some freak accident, like the latch on my tube that was connecting me to the shuttle detached, and I floated away. And as I'm floating away, I'm seeing the shuttle just get farther and farther away, and I'm just like, well, I probably have 10 minutes to go. I'm just waiting for just death. That's or being eaten alive. That's bad. I'm like, dang. Like you get pushed into like a pool of like piranhas. You better hope they're fishing at their chomp.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I think those kind of like that's horrific. But those kind of things are pretty quick.
You hope so.
I mean,
being eaten by piranhas, that's quick.
Yeah.
But like Trying to think. Drowning.
Drowning would suck. Yes.
Drowning.
Yes.
But man, my body, my flight mode would just go crazy. I'd be like, okay, I need to get up.
I'd learn how to swim in that moment.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Probably. Again, the way I'd want to go is obviously, in my sleep.
Right.
But oh God, there's just so many. There's so many ways to. There's just so many, like, options to think about. It's kind of messed up. Not gonna lie.
One thing I'll say too is, because like I've said before, like, oh, I want to, pass away at like, I don't know, in like 60s or 70s or something, right? I think if you have something, and more specifically someone or people in general to live for more, you want to die less.
Yeah.
Because if I had, family, friends, people that were, and like, like nieces or nephews or whatever that are like young, and they want to like be around their
right
older uncle or whatever. Yeah, I don't want to. I want them to, I want to be in their life, So like, at that point, like that's why a lot of times you'll have people who they say they die of a broken heart because you'll have people.
Yeah, you actually can.
Yes,
die of a broken heart, which is sad.
Yeah. I've died on the inside because of a broken heart.
Never
died like in actuality. Or have maybe this is all.
Maybe.
This is my my afterlife. So actually, funnily enough, speaking about that, I imagine that you have, but do you have like, have you made peace with the fact that like, at least, as you believe, your earthly body is going to pass away, but you believe, of course, your soul is going to live on.
Oh, screw this earthly body. This body sucks.
Okay. So
I hate it. I hate it. Well, I don't hate it, but like this body sucks. No.
That sucks.
But sorry,
I think that's kind of a sad way. I don't think you should hate your body.
I'm not. I don't hate it. It's just like in terms of that, like my body's my physical body's gonna be left here, my soul's gonna be up. It's like, yeah, screw my body. I don't need it. I'll get a brand new one anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying?
No. So it's funny because like, I think for me, one of the things that I like very much held on to when I believed in that stuff, when I was, religious and stuff, I was kind of this idea of like, I really related to like, I don't remember what band it was, but they have a song, I want to say it's not Switchfoot, but Casting Crowns? I'm not sure, someone, where they say like, this world is not my home, I'm a stranger in this land. I'm not sure if you recognize that.
Yeah.
But,
sounds familiar.
Yeah. Oh, I do not belong. I do not belong in a world of broken pieces. I was meant to. Do you know the song? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm gonna fucking look it up because it's gonna bug me until I do. But let me find out real quick.
Yeah, but no, I've. Oh man, for the longest time, I had in my brain like, and it probably did something to my
psyche.
It's
Cutlass.
It
I do not belong.
Probably did something to my psyche.
What?
But for the longest time, I was convinced every single night before drifting off to sleep, I was like,
you were gonna die.
I think tonight's gonna be my night. Well, and this is really, really depressing and sad and dark. But like, as I would be drifting off to sleep, I would literally say out loud to myself, "All right, let's see what happens."
Damn.
And I'd wake up. Literally, I'd wake up in the morning. I'd be like. I'd grip my chest. I'd be like,
"Yeah, that's crazy."
Okay,
that's
but like that was for the longest time, like months.
That's crazy.
Again, I'm pretty sure it did something to my psyche. I don't know.
So that's interesting.
It was.
I had something similar.
Not okay.
Where
it's not okay.
What I did, I mean that you. Actually, I don't know. So I used to say this prayer every time, like when I would go to sleep. I don't know if you ever knew this prayer, but I would say, what was it? I learned it when I was a kid, and I would say it for years. It was like, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
Oh, yeah.
If I should die before I wake, I leave the Lord my soul to take.
Right. Is that a song too?
No.
It sounds like a song too.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways.
But it might be like maybe there's a song. I thought there was more to it though. Leave my soul to take.
No.
I think that's it. But yeah, and like I never felt good about that part because I don't want to die. Like, sure, I leave the Lord my soul to take, but I don't want to die, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting, because, like, what I found was that believing in that, this idea that, like, well, you know, one day, like, you know, everything's going to be better because, like, I'm going to die and be, like, in heaven. I felt that for me, it made me kind of complacent, I guess, like, in this world, where it's like, well, I don't really need to fix things like with my life or whatever in the world now because things are going to be better in heaven. It's like this world's supposed to be fucked up. And to me, I think that's a very like negative way to view the world. I would say, by the way, that I would identify, I guess you could say, like my philosophy would be I'm more of a passive nihilist. Nihilist is the idea that basically like nothing really matters. But hang on,
That's the
wait, no, it isn't. No, because let me explain.
Nothing in this world matters.
Let me explain.
All right.
This is why I said. Wait, maybe I said passive nihilist. I meant active nihilist because there's a passive nihilist, which is where nothing really matters. Like, what's the point? Blah blah blah. An active nihilist says, well, nothing really matters, but that means that I and everybody else gets to make my life and the world the way that I want it to be. So we get to make the world better for ourselves and for everybody else because nothing matters.
Yeah.
Because nothing matters, it's in our hands to make the world a better place. And to me, that's very empowering. That's very like, and you know, and to me, like I got to start having more agency over myself and my life, and have to be like, okay, if I want a certain kind of life, I need to fucking work toward it. And you know, and that's what I'm trying to do now. But the other thing I wanted to say about that is on that same note. So the way I view death, of course, is very different. Also, I also have. I guess we could get into that too. I don't know how. Yeah, we could do that. But well, kind of whatever. No, I'm thinking about it from my own channel.
I have no idea what's going on, folks.
No. I'm thinking of another like really fucked up story.
I'm over here. I'm looking at him. I'm like, what's he thinking?
I'm thinking of a really fucked up story, but I'm gonna make it like its own video on my channel. So, I'll just tell you it's about demons. So like. Now, you know, the way I view it is basically like, and you know, I understand, like, you know, you would probably think like, oh, that's like a, you know, sad way to look at it or whatever, which a lot of people do think, you know, it's sad, but there's also a lot of other people that find great, you know, peace in this concept. But basically that the reality is the world went on for a long ass time before I even got here.
Right.
It's going to keep going after I'm gone. I don't know what it was like before I got here. It was just nothing. There was nothing. And when I eventually pass away, it's going to be the same thing. I believe, I guess the way to look at it is essentially you go to sleep and you just never wake up. That's essentially what I would say I believe and have made peace with what death is. Now, I do still want to make the world better for myself and others while I'm still living, and I feel like we all as humans kind of owe it to ourselves and to each other to do that. But I don't think that, and to me that gives more reason to do that, because now then it's not like, oh, I'm furthering the kingdom of God. It's there's nothing after this, so let's make it the best we can while we're here, you know, because there is nothing else, you know. There's a great line, of course. John Lennon has, the song, Heaven, where he's basically saying that, like, what if Earth, like, what if we just imagine there's no heaven, imagine there's nothing else, and there's no heaven, no religion, no war, no anything, like, everything's just like peace and love, and we're all just living on the earth as people, and we just, like, respect each other, we love each other, and we just let people live lives the way they, and it's just a happy world. Or, going back to Bo Burnham, as we were talking about comedy earlier, he has a great line where he said, it's called From God's Perspective, and the whole point is basically it's a comedy, but it's basically God kind of, it's as if he's God, and it's basically saying, like, how, like, what makes you think I fucking care about any of you? You're not, like, one of the lines is, you're not my children, you're a bad game of Sims, stuff like that. So he's like, you guys aren't fucking important to me. But there's, like, a closing, like, piece to the song where it's like, but what if life on earth could be heaven? Doesn't the thought of that make it worth a try? Like, if there is no heaven, if none of this is real in the first place, what is it like? We can, that's good, because we can just work to make this world, the one that we know is here, that we are currently living and breathing every day, we can work to make that life better, as opposed to, like, hoping for a world that we don't even know for certain is actually true. Many people of all different, like, religions and faiths believe, there's people that believe in reincarnation, there's people that believe in all kind of different, so, everyone believes in all kind of different, people believe in different things in regards to that, and
do you believe in heaven? Do you believe that there's a place called heaven?
Did you not hear me the last, like, 5 minutes?
I mean, kind of rambling.
Yeah, well...
I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, but, like, no, my...
You don't believe there's heaven?
No, I don't. That was my, like, main, like, that was what I was saying.
Well, buddy, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're just going to be laying in the ground. Just...
Sure, that's fine.
You're just...
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Ooh. Well, let's move the mic.
I'm just kidding.
I know. But no, it's more like, what I believe is that, you go to... you think about it, right? You go to sleep, and... for me, at least, especially, I don't remember my dreams, so it's like, I go to sleep, and it's basically just, like, blackness, then I wake up. And it's just going to be the same thing, except there's no more waking up. It's like, alright, I'm asleep, and that's it. Yeah, so
what to do?
There is no what to do. You're done. You're sleeping forever.
What is your soul, though?
There is no soul.
You don't believe a soul? A soul?
No, I don't believe in it. I
really? You don't believe that you have a soul?
No, I believe that. So actually, it's interesting. I just saw this video on YouTube recently, where it was talking about. I gotta find something about where this person was talking about how, like, basically how they came to, like, stop believing in a soul. I think it's called No Nonsense Spirituality. I think that was it, right? Oh. Where basically she was talking about how there are these twins. Yeah, it was this. There were these twins that basically they have why stop believing in souls. And basically there are these twins where they are so connected to each other that they basically have, like, telepathy with each other, and they're like a medical marvel, and they have, like, all of these things where, like, when one person hurts, the other person, like, they feel what each other feels.
That sucks.
And it's basically that, like, when one of them eventually dies, that other person is they've guessed, right? They're estimating that person is going to experience their death. And they're going to have a piece of, like, basically half of them that's gone. Also, I believe in, like, the metaphysical concept as far as, like, well, okay, I guess I shouldn't say, but I don't believe in, like, the soul's, like, a real thing. I believe in, like, I believe it's like a poetic way to explain what makes somebody who they are. Like my soul, my core. You know, people will say like Biden always said in his speeches, the soul of America, and you'll have people say things like that. Oh, you have no soul, or oh, this is soul. Like AI is soulless slop. Stuff like that, right? It would, and it is. But
AI's wild though.
But to say something has no soul or you have no soul, or stuff like that. Like really, that means like you like. You have no passion, no real like human like spirit. Like again, words that don't really. But like, what is a soul like in the physical sense? I don't believe there's like a physical little ghost that like lives in you or anything like that. What I think is what we understand a soul to be really is like the like that's not the right word, but like just the way that our brain works because. You think like, okay, a soul like that defines your personality and like who you are and all this stuff. But there are people who like, there was this famous guy, for example, who like he was detonating something Phineas, where he not Phineas and Ferb, and he like was he was a TNT detonator in like the 1800s or something, and a piece of wood or something like flew through his brain, and he became like a complete asshole. He became a completely different person. There are people who have had brain transplants where like they have the skills of that person that their brain has been, transplanted. So the closest thing I'd say to a soul is our brain. Like the way that our brain operates and everything is what a soul is for lack of a better word. But I don't believe in like a soul in like a little ghost version of us or anything. I think it's great for narratives. I think it's a great narrative device, but I don't think it's like a real physical thing.
Interesting.
Do you believe like there's a little ghost in us basically?
Wait, a little ghost.
Like is that how I guess I should ask, what do you think a soul is?
I believe your soul is the essence of who you are. Like who you truly are without any take away being a human. Your soul is who you are. So, I was going somewhere with this. I was going somewhere nice with this too. And we're gonna go on vacation.
You going on vacation?
Me and my brain were gonna go on vacation.
You and your brain.
So little. Oh man, I forgot where I saw it. It was this video of when I'm probably gonna botch this so bad. Probably gonna look it up after this.
I'll try to find out what you're talking about.
There's this medical video of like someone, obviously like a doctor or like a scientist or whoever, looking at like when you're so in this video. Like this, egg, sperm, egg, the whole shebang. Right. The human gets created.
Sure.
And when this baby gets created, there's an instant flash of light.
Are you talking about like the development of consciousness?
Maybe. Yeah, I probably botched that so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'd be interested to see what this video is.
Yeah. I'm sure if I can I hope I can find it. I probably can. The internet is ever expanding. Yeah. No, I believe in a soul. I believe a soul is who you are, essentially.
So I believe
all of your feelings, all of like your likes, your dislikes.
Sure.
Yeah. Like
yeah. But
I guess the closest I can say is like who you are.
Yeah.
Like, boom,
Yeah, and on that note, I guess the closest that I would say there is to a soul, like a physical, would be your brain. I would say like your brain, and I can understand looking at it that way, saying your brain is your soul. But I think it's weird then to think that like because again, brain transplants, so like your brain can be put in like something else, or something can happen to your brain and you can become a completely different person, or like all these different things. So I don't know. But the other thing I'll say about You said something that made me think of something, but I can't remember what that something was.
It was a something, though.
It was a something, that's right. What were you talking about? You said, like... Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, so,
I'm trying to figure out what I would say.
I view a soul in the same concept as, like, a heart. Like, we say, follow your heart, my heart breaks for you, my heart, whatever. Your heart is just an organ that pumps blood to your body, right? But that poetic thing of my heart really means, like, my love, my passion, my desire, my whatever. Like, you have my heart. You don't literally have the thing that pumps blood through my body, and in and of itself, like, it's just an organ. I mean, it's a very important organ, but it's just an organ. It's not like, it doesn't do anything special except pump blood through your body and, like, make you...
I mean, it's how you live.
Yeah, it makes you keep
So, I'd say the heart is the important part of the body. The most important part.
I don't... Okay, so what I would argue with is that I would argue against the idea that there's any part that's the most important part in the first place. I would say all parts of the body, or at the very least, I would say the heart and the brain.
I would say there's a hierarchy. I would say the heart, most important.
But you can't live with either one.
You can't live without your heart.
Or your brain.
Well, then shoot. Guess they're both connected.
They are connected. They are, yeah.
So, in actuality, if you want to get down to it, the heart and brain are the most important things in your body.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah. Because, yeah, and if things like the Disney Frozen head conspiracy thing are true, then there would be reason to believe that the brain is the most important. Because you have to know. You don't know about this?
I don't think so.
Really?
Frozen's a good movie, though.
So it's funny you say that, because that's part of the conspiracy. So, there's this idea that Walt Disney...
Oh, yeah.
He had his head frozen.
I thought you were talking about the movie.
Well, so I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So, this is part of the conspiracy theory.
Right, that he was in cryogenic...
Yes.
Yeah.
And if that's true, and they could put his head back on somebody, and he would be him again, then first of all, the brain would be the soul, and also, the brain is more important than the heart.
He would
at that rate.
He would be like the real life Tom Skodolkin.
Kind of, yeah. You guys need to watch Gen V if we're gonna keep spoiling this.
Yeah.
But part of the theory with Frozen is that the reason that Frozen became so popular was because they intentionally set out to make it this incredibly impactful movie, because whenever people would search Disney Frozen, it would be for the frozen head theory. And they didn't like that. People kept searching for that. So they wanted to make it so that when you search Disney Frozen in the algorithm, you get Let It Go and all that other shit.
Right.
So that's the conspiracy theory, the idea as to why there's so much marketing and, like, it's a huge push to make this movie more popular than the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, man, Disney World and Disneyland are so overrated.
You never been to Disneyland?
I have.
What? You have?
I have.
In Cali?
Oh, no, maybe this Disney World?
Disney World is here in Florida. Disneyland is in California.
Yeah, no, I've been to Disney World.
Right. So what?
It's not magical.
Well, what I've heard is that Disneyland is like a legitimate, like, Disney place for fans. Disney World is a mousetrap for tourists.
Wow, that's unfortunate. That's why when I went, there was no magic.
To be fair, we just went to City Walk, though. We didn't go to actual Disney.
I didn't feel any magic there, too.
But we didn't go to Disney.
It had Disney stuff in it.
Also, I'm not a big fan of Disney. No, okay. Here's my issue with Disney.
Oh boy, here we go. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I'm just talking about their parks. I mean, they're an evil, corrupt company, but like most companies are.
Mickey Mouse is not friendly. No, he's not friendly.
No, he's not.
No. Was that a good Mickey Mouse impression?
I mean,
come on, Pluto.
Well, it's more of like a Yeah, there you go.
That's creepy.
So you're I don't understand. You're divorcing Minnie because she was being very silly. I didn't say she was being silly. I said she was fucking goofy.
Have you seen that one bit where like someone's like on a boat, like on a cruise, and then did like the
yes, oh my god, yes, the like Disney characters are fighting like in the background or whatever. That's a good bit. Is that Brock Baker?
I think so.
I know Brock Baker did the
Goofy. Did you sleep with Minnie or something? It's
yeah, some shit like that.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, I was like, Goofy, shut up, and he starts beating beating the brakes off.
I think you hear like a gunshot or something at some point. Like it's
like the person like reacting, he like
it's oh my god,
he moves his head back. And
he's
like, I'm gonna leave this alone.
Yeah, for sure. But no, and then Brock Baker does the thing, has the whole bit with Goofy. I'm getting my choking hand ready.
That's
where's my money?
That's so.
And then he gets fucking like poo when everyone else is involved.
Where's my honey?
No, it's money.
Oh, I'm sorry, money.
And it was
that's
like
crossover.
And it was like $2 at the end. It was something like that. It was like
I'll see you.
And then it came like, oh, no worries, thanks. Remember, you can always borrow from me anytime.
Gosh,
it was like
it's so
Jesus, dude. Yeah, it's hilarious.
So
you know,
it's so funny.
It's so yeah. If you haven't seen it,
I'm gonna be watching you all the time. It's like
if you haven't seen it, look up Brock Baker. Probably just Brock Baker Goofy or Brock Baker Goofy Money, something like that. But
good stuff.
No, so here's my little rant with Disney. Okay, so now, granted, this is in like 2018. I want to say we went, but I went with my girlfriend at the time, where we got fast passes. Their fast passes are fucking bullshit. They do not work the same way. When you get fast passes at Universal,
I thought you were going to say they were hell of expensive.
Well, they were.
Oh, okay.
But
that makes sense.
But when you get fast passes at Universal, you get a line that you get to go through for every fucking ride because you bought it for the whole day for any fucking ride you want to go through. At Disney,
you don't do that.
You select a fast pass for a specific ride at a specific time.
Oh.
And if that ride is closed when it's your time to go on that ride, you don't get the fast pass for that ride.
Folks, he's got them crazy eyes.
Oh, it's such bullshit, man.
Yeah.
So I
see the pupils dilating.
So we went to go like the first ride. It was the
that sucks.
It was the one that like the Song of the South used to be, where it was turned into some like I don't know Chippendales like
like Rescue Ranger.
Something. It was like some water ride or something. Couldn't go on it. They were like, "Oh, sorry, the road's closed." It's like 10:30, like whatever.
At night?
No. Wait, no. We are early, so it's probably like 8:30, something. I don't know. It was like early in the morning. It was closed
in the morning.
Yes.
They closed in the morning.
No. The ride was closed
in the morning.
Yes, because it was under maintenance.
We
closed it down.
I was going to say 7 in the morning and it's closed already?
But here's the thing. They're like...
Sheesh.
But you can use your Fast Pass for the Haunted Mansion ride, and...
We don't want to...
I was like... And I was trying to like have everything be cool for us, you know, with my girl and all that. But I'm like... Look, dude, we didn't... I get you're just doing your job and everything, but I'm like... We didn't get the Fast Pass for Haunted Mansion. We got the Fast Pass for this. We want the Fast Pass. Like, are we going to be able to use this? Well, no, you're not going to be. Okay, that's fucking bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, we made the most of it, but like, there were like 2 other rides that were like that. One of them was Space Mountain.
Space Mountain was
the
fun.
Best fucking ride, and we couldn't go on it. It was it was such bullshit.
That's messed up.
Yeah, and of course, yes, their food and everything was fucking outrageous, and I'm like,
it is, man. Jeez,
such bullshit. It was. I mean, it was.
Cool I'll bring my own food.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool though because like she paid for the for the. It was like a Florida residence deal you got, but like she paid for the ticket. She paid for the. But she paid for the Fast Pass. She paid for the tickets and the Fast Pass. Okay. I drove us. I paid for the food, like stuff like that. But I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's not okay.
No, it's not.
It sucks.
But, it is what it is. Disney's fucking evil.
Gosh, I haven't been to a theme park in so long. I mean, a legitimate theme park in so long.
I don't think I've been since Patrick and I went to Halloween Horror Nights last year. Which, hey, back to Halloween stuff.
I'm never going to a Halloween.
Did you go with us?
No,
I didn't.
I'll never go because
I
will throw hands.
Yeah, but I met it with my sister and her boyfriend at the time, and
with these people that just love to hide on the ground.
Well, they didn't.
And just grab your freaking ankles.
No.
Sorry, I'll stomp your face out.
Scare actors do not touch you. They can't touch you, actually.
Stomp you.
I mean, it's spooky, but I felt so bad
or if I'm holding something.
One of the houses we went through, they have all kind of themed houses. One of the houses that we went through, it was the Blumhouse, based off of the Blum, like Megan and other ones that I don't remember off the top of my head. But we go through the house. We go through this like little section, and I'm telling my buddy like the people kind of come up to us like like whatever. But like tell my buddy like while we're like walking through. So when do we get to the Blumhouse? And he's like as we get out, he's like, that was it. And I'm like,
boo.
That was it. It was just like a little outdoor section that like had some like props and stuff.
Lackluster.
Very. And I was like, oh my god, I said that like in front of the actors too.
Yeah,
I feel bad, but like I felt bad because they're doing their job and they're just. I actually knew people years ago who were scare actors, not for Universal, but for Busch Gardens, for Halloween. What is? I think Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. What is Howl-O-Scream?
Howl-O-Scream, yeah.
At
boy, bless. God, Howl-O-Scream.
You've been to Howl-O-Scream?
Yeah, I'll never go again. It scarred me as a little child. So when me and my older brother first got adopted, right? We came down here. We moved down here to Florida, and our first Halloween was at Howl-O-Scream. And Dad went through a couple of haunted houses, and then he was like, come on, guy, it's okay. Like they're not gonna hurt you. They're just they just like to scare people. And me and my brother. I think I was 8 and he was 9. And we're like, no. And he's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Just stay out here with Mom. And our mom, she wasn't. She's funny. She got spooked at through like the haunted houses at what's that like that really like little kids kind of like there's Howl-O-Scream, Screamageddon, and then there's like Boo at the Frank Boo at the Zoo. I think it's called. I think, and she went through. She got even spooked at like a Boo at the Zoo type thing. But yeah. So our dad was going through all these haunted houses, and finally, me and my brother mustered up the courage to go through this haunted house.
Okay.
And we stopped. Hey, are like how old are you guys? Oh, we're 8, 9. You guys okay? We're being scared. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, okay. Mom, Dad, you guys okay? Yeah. All right. Go through. Have fun. Okay. So we're going. We're people scared. We're like we're going through, and we. God, I'll never forget this. We get to the end, and the end is like this open like this.
Sesame.
This opens. Yeah, Big Bird's all bloodied up, holding an axe.
Oh, Sesame Street?
No. But this like open area, but it was kind of closed off. Like it was a big area.
Okay.
And there were like strobe lights going off and whatever. And at the exit, all the way at the end, there's this man on those massive stilts.
Oh, okay.
With a very long cloak. Mm-hmm. He was completely covered. He was wearing a extremely like illuminated like bloody fox mask.
Oh, interesting.
And this man was holding an actual chainsaw.
No. A real one?
He starts walking towards us.
No shot.
Yes. Me and my brother.
That's terrifying. Well,
we became little sissies. We were screaming. We were like,
no, that's
we were like, it was odd.
I mean,
it was like we were crying, laughing, and screaming at the same time.
I mean,
and we ducked underneath his legs, and he'd stop, look at us from up top, rev up his thing.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, up his chainsaw, and like as we're running away, this guy's like taking massive strides. And he gets right in front of us, and he bends down, and he's like, "Happy Halloween!" And he's freaking revving up his. We were scarred. We ran out of that. We were crying, and our mom, she was like, "What happened?"
Yeah,
and yeah.
Well, if it was a real chainsaw, then that's completely fucked up. I'll tell you what, though, that actually makes me think. One thing that I'm always like kind of fucked up about. It's kind of something that like is in the back of my mind. What if like someone shows up as, you know, an actual killer of some kind and just blends in with everybody because that's just the vibe there.
And like, see, the scary thing, that can actually happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Like, yeah. That's not okay.
I will say though. When I went, because I remember there were a few houses we went through. One of them I really liked. It was like based on, like I think some kind of Latin like folklore or something. It's pretty dope. But you know, all of them in general were pretty cool. They had like a Ghostbusters themed one for the new movie that was out at the time. We went through like a Sinister or whatever, Insidious. Which I guess if I watched the movie first, I would have like gotten more. But like, I mean, it was spooky because like there was this voice talking to you and stuff.
There's probably like stuff from the movie that they implemented,
And I liked that concept. But one of the ones too, and I wanted to find out like what this was based on, and if I could like, if it was a movie, a comic, a something.
Right.
It was like this. It was basically like a Van Helsing kind of thing, where like this girl. Her family had been like murdered, and she like wanted to avenge them, and she's going after killing you. So when you go through it, you're like the monsters are coming out, and she's like on the other side and like throws her like points her crossbow, and they act like they're dead and shit. And she was pretty hot too, so like I liked that as well. But like it was a very interesting concept. I wanted to the more that I think about it, I guess really it was just Van Helsing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But regardless, it was fucking dope. I liked it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, and I know you were looking at the timer anyway. I think unless you have another like short like thing or whatever, that should probably be the end of our. Oh fuck! I mentioned about like existential stuff or like whatever.
Oh yeah.
So like you said, the fear that I have of like that I'm not gonna be able to live the life that I want, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to talk about like how I'm kind of like trying to not get over, but like move past, conquer that fear, move past it and stuff,
right? And
give that encouragement to anyone that might be struggling with similar things. And I mean, I would say I think. I don't really have an answer because it's something that I'm still struggling with. But I can tell you, I can't tell you like, oh, I'm on the other side. So like, this is what I've done.
Yeah.
But I can tell you what I'm doing and what I think works at the end of the day. Which I think ultimately is like, have a support system. Be it friends, be it therapy, be it whatever it is. And therapy, if you can afford. Right now, I can't afford it, so I'm not going to therapy anymore right now. But though I really want to again. And the other one is like be willing to make changes for yourself. You know, I talked about last week. There's this great song, my favorite song from the All Time Low record that released that we talked about. I talked about on last week's episode of. Everybody's Talking, which was Butterflies, where the chorus is, so what's the point of holding on when letting go is the only way you're changing? stop waiting for the grass to grow. You're catching butterflies that aren't worth chasing. I really like that message, and I would say that mentality is kind of like the way to like what I'm trying to do to move past this stuff, because it's like I'm trying to not hold on to like things about myself that haven't worked and haven't served me in like what I want for my life. And as hard as it is to let go, because it's always easy to like hold on to like what's familiar, as hard as it is to let go and to learn new things and to try and change and, you know, become more of who you want to be, that's what you got to do. And I love the stop waiting for the grass to grow part. It's like stop waiting around, like take action now, you know. So I would say, like, although I am someone who like ruminates a lot and stuff, I try to not do that as much, not allow myself to get in my head as much, and to just be able to, yeah, like I said, like let go of things that aren't serving me and to move forward and to like stop waiting around for life to get better and to just make it, you know, take my life in my own hands to like make my life how I want it to be, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I would say what that ultimately comes down to for anyone else that's struggling with this kind of thing as well is just, you know, figuring out what that life is and figuring out how to get there. So like, you know, a big thing for me is, you know, like I've talked about before, I think we talked about this in episode 1 even, but like I don't have the best self-esteem. I'm working on it, and for me, part of increasing that, building that self-esteem is doing the things I'm doing, like this and like my own channel, which if you guys are fans of that as well, I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm sorry, it's difficult with my job and everything. I used to work from home, which I'm also trying to find a new remote job. I used to work from home and I had all the time in the world to like research stuff and to learn about stuff and to fucking like all that. Now I have to like do that while I'm working in an office, and it's difficult, but I'm trying to make it all work. But you know, doing things like that, doing this, you know, and once our fucking gym opens up again, going to the gym, all these different things to improve my station, and when I, you know, am like have more self-esteem and feel more confident, like especially like my physique and stuff, putting myself out there more, especially with women, but putting myself out there in general and like building more of a community of like friends and expanding all of that and finding my tribe, as they call it, stuff like that, right? And you know, I think those are kind of the things that you do to move past those types of fears. And I think that, like I said, exposure therapy is a big thing, and just kind of like, you don't have to like go like full hog into something, but you want to like little by little, like step by step, you know, just like take steps like every day to move closer to your goals.
Right.
And I think that's ultimately how you do it. But with that, I hope that makes sense. So like kind of piece of, you know, hopefully encouragement and stuff at the end. I think again, unless you have anything else, so that's a great place to end this episode. I do. I do have one more thing to say, and you know, it's a very, very fun one. And it's very simple. What is your go-to Halloween candy? Oh, I was thinking about that question.
Because mine has changed drastically.
Okay. What is yours? Because I have to think about it.
So, in the beginning...
There was the Word.
That's right. And the Word was God, and God was in the Word. In the beginning, I still am, but not so much as I was when I was younger.
You're an old man now, 30 years old.
I know. It's the worst. You'll give my walker. No, but so in the beginning, I was a big fan. Big. I don't know why I'm saying big so much. Anyway, big fan of Reese's.
Okay.
Love Reese's. I still eat them today, but not so much, you know, when I was younger. But now, my favorite candy, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you something. Is Kit Kats. Because
Kit Kats are good.
Kit Kats, to me, are the perfect balance of chocolate and wafer cookie.
What about Twix?
Twix is good.
Okay.
It's a little bit too chewy for my liking, but it's good.
I prefer so two things on this. First of all, I prefer Twix personally.
Okay.
I do like Kit Kats are fucking dope. Don't get me wrong, but I like Twix more. But so two things on this. One, in general, I like crunchy like candy in general.
Right.
So I'd say like Crunch bars or like I also like a lot of like fruity candies, things that you can like dissolve in your mouth or suck on or something like that. But I've also really gotten into so in my office I have like a bowl I have at my desk, and I say it's the people's candy, where I fill it up for everybody, and people are welcome to come and take stuff. And I have high chews that I have a lot as well. I got really into those, but I do tend to like right now I have like Snickers and like Reese's and because they have like these Halloween themes, so I just picked them up. I was picking up candy, and I wanted something for Halloween theme. But yeah, I have these things, and so I guess the question you're asking really is like, what's your favorite candy in general?
Yeah.
And I would probably say something like, Jolly Ranchers or High Chews, or because I like a lot of that like fruity candy. But as far as like chocolate and stuff goes, I would say like Crunch
is good.
Yeah. Or like
God, I Crunch a lot.
Hershey's almonds. I like those a lot. Like those used to be a big go-to for me. But I just that crunch, I like that crunch.
Yeah,
I love dark chocolate in general.
Yeah,
so like
dark chocolate is my favorite.
Yeah, me too. So like a dark chocolate with almonds was like a big go-to for me.
Okay.
Any dark chocolate and crunch. Like I don't think you had any, but I have these dark chocolate flips. They're called those pretzels, little mini pretzels covered.
I was eyeing those earlier.
Yeah. You can grab some of those. After the episode here. But I had I like those, and I found dark chocolate ones, and I really like those. You'll probably like them too. You can have some, like I said, after the episode here. So I guess that's what I'd say with candy. But to say. It's funny because, like, I talked before about, like, my buddy Nate. Like, he's very right-wing, I'm very left-wing. Mm-hmm. So you know how Twix does their left and right thing, right?
Oh, yeah,
left Twix, right Twix? Right. So I went to, like, give him a Twix. And I wanted to give him a right one and me a left one. And they were all left. And I was like, Nate, you're going to get a kick out of this. I'm like, all my... and he just is like Trump. He's like, there you are, you're a radical left. The radical left.
He really is. Those leftists. Crazy. No.
Yeah. But, yeah, so like, but I just thought it was funny. But,
hot take.
And
this one is special to me because I guess
candy?
We could talk about this in the next episode. Like your red flags. I found out what my red flags are. I love not pissing people off, but like annoying them. So hot take.
Oh,
I know it's not all the time, but sometimes.
We need to save this for the next episode because that's one of my.
Well, this isn't that big of a deal.
Okay,
but some people like will go to war for it. Hot take for those of you who are listening. Hot take. I don't care if you like it or not, but it is what it is.
What?
Almond Joys, fire. I don't care what anybody says. Almond Joys, bang.
I think I like Almond Joys. Well, what are the ones? Is it like a mint something people don't like? Because I like those minty Thin Mints. Thin Mints, I think.
Thin Mints are.
I like Thin Mints, but
I like Snow Caps.
I love
Snow Caps. Are like an underrated candy, dude.
Snow Caps are like a goated. What are they called?
No, that's my movie theater go-to.
The exact movie theater.
Yeah.
A go-to movie theater food.
Put that in the butt of popcorn?
My ex I was talking about earlier, that was actually her favorite. Not the ex-fiancé. I think it was Skittles was her favorite. The ex that was a huge Disney adult, as they're called. Not like that. She was normal. She just really liked Disney. Let me see. I think I like almond joys.
Yeah,
almond joys are good.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like almond
A lot of people don't. They're like, so like they're like the same thing with Fig Newtons. I love Fig
I like
Newtons.
Fig Newtons, yeah.
A lot of people
I think,
don't like Fig Newtons.
I think this would be a good thing to talk about because
although Fig Newtons, man, they give me hella acid reflux.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know what gives me acid reflux. I just know I get it every now and then. I fucking hate it.
Oh, it's the worst.
I think this is great content for the next episode because
this will be brought up again.
Yeah,
to remind folks.
Yeah, because I think people are very like defensive about when it comes to like foods. Like for example, you're like hot take almonds. Hot take. I don't have steak like well done anymore. But if you want to have steak well done, let people enjoy their food the way they want. I don't care if they want to have it well done or with ketchup or whatever the fuck. Let people live and enjoy what they want. Like
if you want to have it super bloodied up,
yeah, same thing.
Have fun.
Like I'm not a fan of that, but like people are like, oh, I get mine rare or blue.
Blue.
Yeah. That's where it's like barely seared on like the outside.
So it's not even cooked.
Not really, no.
Oh.
Like I don't know how it's healthy.
Might as well just have it out of the package.
Yeah, I mean I don't know how it's like
dying.
How you don't get sick from it. But yeah, it's a thing.
That's rancid.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, this is a great topic to get into next episode. Right. So until then,
sorry, and a quick PSA, serious time now.
Oh.
Be careful this Halloween.
Okay.
Just be careful. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I think it was back in like the 2014s and upwards.
Are you talking about the clown thing?
No, well that.
That was 2016.
It's
actually the reason they don't have Ronald McDonald anymore. Part of the reason, at least.
Poor Ronnie.
Yeah.
But like they're like parents would find like pieces of razor blades in candy or like wrappers.
Yes. So I actually did a video about this. Is the first like Halloween video I did on my own channel. Shameless plug once again. But basically, a lot of that was myth started by parents that actually did that to their kids themselves.
Oh,
like the first instance. Yeah, like the first they like hit a razor blade in like their kids like apple or something. There was a great bit I heard about this.
Just tell your kids not to go trick or treating. Simple.
There was a but it was the parents doing it. There was a great bit that I heard about this, where they were talking about like, oh, they think you're hiding drugs and candy, motherfucker. Who's giving drugs away for free? Very true. Very good point. Very good point. I don't remember who I heard that from, but like that's
fun. True. Who? Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna put fucking cocaine. No, they're fucking not.
No, they're selling that for money.
Yeah. No, they're not fucking giving that shit away. You fucking kidding me? That's crazy.
But also a real messed up story that I heard from when I think I was in high school, whatever. Mm-hmm. That there was a group of high schoolers.
You know, we are gonna have a Halloween episode next year too.
That's right.
We're gonna need stuff to talk about them too.
Oh, I'll bring this back up because this is important.
Oh shit! Okay.
And this is dark. So.
God damn.
And I
was trying to end on a positive note.
It's
Halloween.
Yeah,
That's true. We're getting dark. Yeah. Fuck it.
But no, there was these group of kids going, trick or treating.
Yeah.
And one of them was choking on, I think like one of those little gobstoppers, or like choking on a piece of candy. His friends thought he was just playing around, but he was actually
choking,
suffocating, and they were like, "Oh, you're so funny." He died.
He died. Yeah.
And his friends found out too late that they could have saved him, but they thought it was a joke. So, for you trick-or-treaters out there, if you go out with friends and they're choking, don't play it off like it's, you're playing around.
Also,
see if they're okay.
I mean, I guess like if you have kids and they're trick-or-treating, okay, but I feel like if you're trick-or-treating, you probably shouldn't be listening to our podcast. I don't think it's not really for kids, you know. I don't know. That's
teenagers do trick or treating.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, they freaking do. God, man, my neighborhood growing up. Oh yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Hell yeah. Yeah, there were these freaking teenagers that would always take the freaking buckets of candy out from the porches.
Yeah. No, that's because when I was like 16, I think,
man.
Hang on. I was like, what was I doing? I was like, I sat out and like gave candy to kids. And, like, some girls and people in general, like, mainly girls. There wasn't really many dudes that were, like, around my age that were still trick-or-treating. But some girls and stuff, people would come up, and they'd be like, you're not, like, why aren't you, why don't you join us or whatever? I'm like, well, I'm doing this, you know?
Would you like some candy?
Yeah. You know, so yeah, I'm sitting out there, like, giving, But no, there were people, like, around my age. Most of them were, like, middle school at the oldest, I think, which I think the last time that I went trick-or-treating, I was probably like 8 or 9. No, like 11 or 12. Maybe 13. But I kind of thought, like, by the time you get into high school, by the time you're like a teenager, like, you really shouldn't be trick-or-treating anymore.
Yeah, I stopped trick-or-treating probably 8th grade. But through high school, I would hang out with my friends, like, trick-or-treating around, but actually, let's be honest.
You know what we have?
Your boy got some candy. Your boy actually went trick-or-treating. When he was 15, 16, I went trick-or-treating.
I was not in it for the candy. I was in it for the dressing up as a, like, superhero or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, when I did, like, in 2008, I was a werewolf, which I want to be a werewolf again at some point. It's happened yet. But though I was trying to put a costume together this year, if I want to do everything, like, get, like, the gloves and a tail and, like, all that, it's gonna cost like almost $100 or so. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out. Like, I was invited. I told you about this, like, event I was invited to, and you and I have been to a Halloween party.
That's not even called a party, dude. That's not a party.
It was the best.
No, that was not a party. That
was the best.
No, that was not a party. I don't know what y'all's vision. I don't know what y'all's vision of a party is, but mine is like the whole house is filled with people. They're like, people are drinking from the bowl. People are like having like dipping, like trying to bite the apple with your mouth.
We have a friend.
It's a party. Y'all are having fun. No, this was a group of 7 people.
Like 10, yeah. We have a party. We have a friend.
A gathering. It wasn't even a party. We went to a gathering, people. Okay. We went to a Halloween gathering.
We had a friend.
Yeah.
We had a friend who.
I'll always let him know it was not.
I
will.
We had a friend who invited myself and our buddy Logan over for. Now, granted, you were invited. You just couldn't go at the time. But
I should have gone.
You should have. We went to this party, and it was a fucking amazing party in like the summertime or like spring or whatever. And then later that same year, this dude was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have another party. I'm gonna have a Halloween party. All right, cool."
I was like, "Yeah, I can come. Of course, yeah." And I get out of my car thinking like, "Hey, yeah, there's gonna be like 70 plus people here," and there were a lot of cars in the freaking. Like, there were like 4 cars in the driveway, 2, 3 cars out, and like the road part. I'm like, we got like, 30 something people, or maybe 20, yeah. I walk in, there's like 3 people sitting on the couch talking. There's 2 people in the kitchen eating. There's another group of people outside playing a beer game. And like, was there any music being played in the house?
I don't remember. I know, like, when we were leaving, they started playing. They started watching Insidious.
Yeah, a little bit too late. a little too late for that, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so my Halloween costume, I was dressing up as the artist Marshmallow. I got the marshmallow head, the lit up head, everything. I was looking like a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Well, this girl clearly had an attitude. She's like, "Oh, are you a beekeeper?" I'm like,
she went as she was literally a bitch.
Yeah, she asked me. She's like, are you supposed to be a beekeeper? I'm like, do you see the marshmallow head?
Yeah. No. I mean, like, she wore a shirt that said bitch on it.
Yeah.
Which is why I told her, I was like, you came as yourself.
What a great costume.
Yeah. Because she was, yeah.
But yeah, she's like, aren't you look like, are you a beekeeper? I'm like, no, I'm dressing up as the artist Marshmallow. She's like, oh.
Which is great, because, like, you had the helmet. How the fuck does that look like a beekeeper? That's on them. They're the uncultured one of them.
I was like,
that's
man,
crazy.
you uncultured
That's
swine.
crazy. Great.
No.
And I was like, a purger. Because we were just watching the Purger.
Yeah.
I was a purger.
That was a nice gathering. That was not a party.
Oh my god, you're killing me.
You can ask anybody. Hey, was this a party? They'd be like, hell no.
I hope he listens to these at some point, and he's like, what the fuck are they talking about me?
Patrick.
No, damn it! I was gonna say don't say his name. Go on. It's okay. You already did.
Philip, you tried your best.
You already said it. Dude, fuck. It's okay. Go on.
I only said the first part of his name.
What is it gonna be? What's gonna be after Pat?
Trisha?
But you said he. What dude is named Patricia?
You'd be surprised what these parents name their kids.
Fair.
That's another thing. That's another thing. You parents, you need to think of better names for your children.
What do you think of X?
Just an X?
Yeah. That's what Elon Musk's.
Lazy. It's like, fine, I'll name my kid L.
There was a,
I'll name my kid O. Don't try to justify that.
I don't think there's O. But in Death Note, there's a character named L. But that might be like his...
Stranger Things is a character named L.
Yeah, but that's EO, I think. I don't think it's the letter L.
Well, it sounds like L.
Yeah.
But
it's probably like Ellie or something, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that's actually that's ending this year. November, I think it comes out. It'll be cool.
Finally.
It'll be cool. No, but I was going to say with the name thing,
slacking.
At my middle school, there was a girl named Leather. Like the couch was sitting on. Leather.
Leather?
Yep.
Leather.
Mm-hmm. Leather. Leather.
That she probably got bullied in school.
Mm-hmm. The crazy thing to me is, like, I always hear people be like, oh, like Sunshine, like that's a stripper name. It's like, no, like, there are girls with that name. Like, there are people who they're like, I get it. I understand why you think that, like, I don't know, like Charity or
I understand Summer.
It was, what did I say? Not Summer. I said Sunshine is what I said. Yeah. Yeah, but I get it, but like, no, that's a name, like, you know.
But yeah, no, that was my seriousness. Be careful this Halloween. If you see somebody choking, make sure they're okay, and
finish the job.
And just have oh gosh, now that'd be true Halloween fashion. But yeah, no, have a good time on the night of Halloween. Be safe. And stay fresh, Pookie. Stay fresh.
Have a happy Halloween, everyone.